Good morning, guys. Hope we're all doing well. Just wanted to go and re-record this webinar from the other night. Just wanted to clarify a few things, and that's why I haven't posted the one from Friday night. So we're going to go into a few things, into an overview. So basically the calories and the importance that tracking our calories and building them into our lifestyle will play in order for us to get towards our goal. Calculating the calories, so that's going to be dependent on various factors, how many calories that we need. Protein, the role that that plays in terms of maintaining lean body mass, helping us recover. Supplements then, stuff that, excuse me, stuff that I recommend supplementing around our normal nutrition. Some lifestyle changes and choices, and then the non-negotiables as part of the program. So we'll get straight into it. Before we start, we need to establish what our goals are. So whether our goals are to become stronger, maybe for some of the younger guys, our goal is to add a bit of muscle bulk, get stronger. And for 90% of us, it's to reduce some body fat, get a little bit fitter, and put us in good stead, ready for the 2021 season. So the fundamental factor, which a lot of people will overcomplicate, is the energy balance. And that means calories in versus calories out. And that will depend on what our goal is. So you can see at the bottom here, if calories in are the same as calories out, that will put us in a maintenance phase to stay exactly as we are. Calories in are less than calories out. That will put us in a calorie deficit. Obviously ideal if we are looking to improve body composition, drop some kilos. And then if calories in are more than our calories out, this is what we'd call a surplus. So for the guys who are looking at adding some lean body mass, getting a little bit stronger, adding additional workload to their training, this is probably what we're looking at. But it's very difficult to get the balance right on the deficit and the surplus. With the deficit, we could go too aggressive and end up being detrimental to our body composition by breaking down lean body mass and just being, not having any lean body mass on us, losing loads of body weight, and that's going to affect our performance and our strength. And then the other one, in terms of, unless we get the surplus right and we go too aggressive with that, anyone can eat, 1,000 calories more, 1,500 calories more a day. But like I said, that's not going to add, it will add lean body mass, but it's going to add a lot of additional body fat as well. So to simplify it, it's calories in versus your calories out. So the food and drink versus our NEAT, our training, and our BMR, which I'll go through now. The calories out, NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So basically the stuff that we're not doing as part of our training, okay? So the steps that we might be taking, our jobs, if we've got a physical manual job. So I always relate this to, myself in terms of 90% of the stuff that I do is office-based now. So 5'9", 89 kilos. But if I was sat in the office all day and then exactly the same Tom was a bricklayer, my non-exercise activity thermogenesis from being a bricklayer would be far higher and would require me to have additional calories to fuel that activity, if that makes sense. So it's not one nutritional plan or one diet plan fits all, because you've got to take all these things into consideration. Then you've got your training. How many calories that I would have on a daily basis, whether I was training once, or if I was a professional athlete, would change considerably, because I need to recover, I need to improve, I need to get stronger. So, and then the third factor is our basal metabolic rate. So basically, how much lean body mass that we have on us with minimal body fat will allow us to have more calories on a daily basis. So I'm going to go into the BMR calculator shortly to show you exactly how we can get the most out of this program by working out our calories exactly which is leaving no guesswork. At the end of the day, unless we know where we are in terms of metrics, something to record and something to change, it's very difficult, to know where we are. So everything needs to be tracked and everything needs to be recorded so we can review and change on a weekly basis to keep you guys on track. How many calories do I need? Like I said, if I'm a bricklayer or if I'm, sat in the office all day, my calories on a daily basis might differ by, sort of 500 or so. So calculator.net, go on the BMR calculator, really, really simple. So you can see on the left-hand side here, my age, 30, male, height is 176 and 89 kgs. So my BMR, if I was to stay completely still in bed, not do any training or anything, I would need 1,845 calories to, stay exactly as I am, if that makes sense. So if you go down this little chart here then, so if I was doing little or no exercise, that goes up. If I'm exercising 1 to 3 times a week, I'm up at 2,500. And then I've just based mine on 4 to 5 times a week, which is going to give me 2,700 calories per day. So if I just take that across here now, if I want to be in a deficit, which is consume less calories because I want to lose body fat, I'm going to be looking at a 300 to 500 calorie deficit. That is quite aggressive, but we're only doing this for 6 weeks. Usually I'd be at about 300 with my clients, but I'd probably go up to 500 calorie deficit for the next 6 weeks. So that means I'm having 2,200 calories a day. And by, working this out exactly, it means that I'm not going to be reducing my calories, breaking into my lean body mass, because the human body's evolved, over many years, and it'll realize, right, I'm having less food here, and it'll start holding on to the body fat, breaking down your lean body mass, your muscle tissue, and then, that's the last thing we want, because it's going to affect our performance on the bikes, plus the way that we look. So on the other hand, we've got our surplus calories. So from my 2,700, 500 on that would be 3,200. And like I said, that's not too aggressive really, wouldn't lead to too much body fat gain. But, for us to get bigger and stronger, sometimes, that means that we're going to have to add a little bit of body fat to get to that. It's just the nature of the beast. So, if I'm working at 2,700 calories, we need to be tracking this in order for us to get the most out of it. Hopefully that makes sense so far. So you can see here, net calories equals lifestyle and balance. So if you go off my 2,200 calories a day, if I have a bad day, or, it's my missus's birthday, or, my birthday in a couple of weeks now, and we go out for a pizza or drink or wherever it might be, because it's net calories for the week. So 2,200 calories over 7 days is 15,421 net weekly calories. That gives me a lot of margin of error. I'm not saying go out, every night, but, if, like I've said at the bottom here, consistency is the key. So if we're implementing these things on a daily basis, we're getting our steps, which I'll go on to shortly. We're tracking our foods, we're training consistently. And if a glass of wine on a Friday night or a pizza here and there, keeps us sane and keeps us on track, well, we'll have that, because it's about having, a sustainable lifestyle that you can continue after this 6 weeks. Plus, Christmas is going to be coming. People are going to be overindulging Christmas. So what this is about also is giving you the tools and resources and the understanding of, I'll blow the doors off this over Christmas. And like most people, they do the Herbalife, the Weight Watchers, the Slimming World, and all that shit. We're not going to have to do any of that. You're not going to have to starve yourself, because you've got the tools to know, right, this is how I work out my calories. This is what I need on a daily basis. And it's about sustainable fat loss, or sustainable strength and body weight gain over a long period of time, which makes a massive difference. And if you do stop for a week or two, then it's not the be all and end all, because you haven't been really, really aggressive over a short period of time. Hopefully that makes sense. So like I said, you know, you've got 15,421 calories. So say last night we had a sticky toffee, whatever it was, you know, that's probably like 500 calories. So I've gone from 2,200 there up to sort of 2,700 maybe. But what I'll do now is either increase my energy expenditure, so we go out for a walk, or add an additional cardio session. The only trouble with that is that you're constantly chasing your tail. You know, so you overeat and then you're overtrain, and that's not a sustainable method either. I would just say, if you've gone up to 2,700 calories today, start tomorrow, and that unfortunately has to go back to 2,103 for the remaining 7 days, and then we've balanced that out for that additional 500-600 calories that we've had last night. Hopefully that makes sense. So obviously you're going to have to claw, you know, you're going to have to repay that debt. But by doing it like this, it just gives us a, you know, opportunity to fit the foods and the things that we like doing into this program without, you know, losing your minds and eating like robots. Hopefully that's making sense so far, guys. Protein, obviously we've covered the importance of the calories. Protein is another fundamental factor in terms of, if we're looking to get leaner, we're going to be having 1.5 grams per kilo of body weight. So for me, for instance, I think it was 140, 1.5 times 89 kilos. Yeah, is 135. I probably take that up to 140. I like having additional protein in my diet because it does curb my hunger, like I've said here. You can have additional protein in your diet. That's no problem at all, as long as having that additional protein doesn't take you over your daily calories. So I'm on about 140. The importance of this when we're looking to lean up, we're going to be in a calorie deficit. So like I said, the body will look to break down lean body mass. So having additional protein to fuel the recovery is going to help maintain that lean body mass. Having additional protein in your diet at regular intervals helps curb your hunger and regulate your blood sugar. So we're not going to be craving these, you know, sugary, usually high carb, high fat foods that are obviously high in calories, and obviously the importance of recovering from our training. To get stronger, I'll increase that slightly, 1.5 to 1.8 grams per kilo of body weight. Obviously, the importance then is to increase our lean body mass. Having protein at regular intervals will keep us in a state, you know, an anabolic state. So having it, you know, as your snacks, your main meals will help us stay in an anabolic state. So we're building and repairing our muscle tissue, and obviously the same there, recovering from training. Sources of dietary protein. I've just gone off our shop that we did the other day. So if I'm on 140 grams of protein per day, if you went off a typical sort of, you know, diet that most people have, they have, you know, Weetabix in the morning, then they might have like a pasta or a sandwich lunchtime, and then the only source of protein that they're going to be having is either a shake, a protein shake after they train, which is only 25-30 grams, and some lean meat in, you know, in with their evening meal. So if I'm on 140 grams of protein per day, for my supper I'm having 25 grams or 30 grams, and then post-workout or pre-workout I'm having another 30. That's only giving me really sort of, you know, 60-70 grams of protein per day. You know, that's 50% of my daily requirement. So the easiest way for us to do this is to have protein with every meal. So breakfast, I've already covered those skyr yogurts or whatever they're called, 16 to 20 grams of them. They're absolutely great for snacks as well. You can have some eggs in the morning. I know some of us, you know, are up early and working on site and wherever, so that might be difficult, but, you know, you can boil your eggs or scramble them or whatever. Lunch, any sort of lean meats. I prefer chicken breast. Like I just cook a load at the start of the week, and they're all ready to go. And then supper, then lean meat again. I try and get fish in the evening. Snacks, if you've got a local butcher that does the biltong, great convenient snack, low in sugar, high in protein, will curb that and regulate that blood sugar. Handful of almonds, limited protein. Be careful with them because they're calorie dense. And a protein bar. Don't get me wrong, protein bars are great, convenient. They do have, you know, the nutritional breakdown that we're looking for. They're low in fat, low in sugar. That, you know, they've got high protein content. But if you look at the list of ingredients in them, you know, like half of them I couldn't even pronounce. So unless you can pronounce them, or you know what it is, shouldn't really be eating it. But you know, if push comes to shove and you are really struggling, then by all means have a protein bar. Supplements, 30 grams of whey protein isolate, hydrolyzed if possible. I covered this on Friday, the importance of having a good quality protein. Protein is like fuel. It goes through a filtration process. So the more filtered the protein is, that usually the higher quality, and there'll be less milk and lactose attached to it. So, you know, you're going to get more bang for buck. You're going to have less upset stomachs. And like I said, you know, the higher the quality of protein, the uptake is faster, and less sugar, less carbohydrates attached to them as well. Hopefully that makes sense. Supplements, like I said, you know, I'm not a nutritionist in terms of this is what we need to be having, because unless we have people's bloods done, it's very difficult to say you need this and you need that. All we can do is prescribe what we feel is going to benefit you guys in terms of a performance and a health point of view. So obviously everyone knows you know, how much I like and prescribe the beetroot juice. Beetroot juice is a natural form of nitrate, will help with oxygen delivery. So obviously great with our training and riding, will help with muscle contractions, and it will help with the recovery through nutrient delivery as well. So beetroot juice, I know some of the guys find it hard to take, but you know, it's a little shot. And that can be taken part, you know, probably like 2 hours prior to working out. Creatine, probably the most widely used supplement in all sports, whether that's endurance or strength. So for us riding motorbikes, whether that's motocross or enduro, we've got the two parts in terms of high intensity cardio. You've got your strength and all the other components of fitness which are being utilized while riding a bike. You know, coming from someone who's played top level rugby and, you know, raced British Championship and Euro, waking up on a Sunday or waking up on a Monday after doing both, literally there's absolutely no difference. You know, some of the enduros that we've done are, you know, as demanding, if not more demanding than playing top level rugby. So having that creatine and the protein, you know, at adequate levels is going to help our recovery. Creatine will help our strength, help our recovery, and will help increase our, will help reduce muscle soreness, sorry. Vitamin D, majority of the guys in this group are UK based. So unfortunately, we haven't got the luxury of having sunshine all year round. Vitamin D plays a massive role in the body with helping its immune system, you know, helping defenses against cancers and stuff like that. Unless you've got a sunbed in your spare bedroom, I'd recommend supplementing vitamin D and omega-3s as well. If you're having fish with your fish 3 to 4 times a week, probably not necessary, but for me, you know, I don't have enough fish the other week, so I supplement a good omega-3. Don't worry about the omega 6s and 9s, just the omega 3s. And then obviously we've covered the importance of the protein. This can be used, you know, it's not there to replace our dietary protein. If you're vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian, then obviously having a pea protein or a plant-based protein is going to, you know, help us get to that, which we might struggle with. But for the rest of us, you can have it with your oats, you can have it as a snack, you can have it pre-post workout. all it is there is to supplement your nutrition, which is going to help us, obviously, one, with our recovery, and two, get us towards our daily protein targets. Training, okay, so we need to be up in the volume and up in the intensity. So we're going to be doing 3 sessions a week, whether that's the live classes, it probably will be the programs now because the gyms are closed throughout the UK, or catch up. So you're catching the lives up on recording, and then aerobic sessions. You know, everyone knows how much I enjoy the mountain bike crossover training. Running, yeah, if you like running, get your running in, but obviously it doesn't transfer into our sport. Road cycling, because, you know, that's completely up to you. Swimming's going to be a no-go. And if you've got a rowing machine, Concept 2 or something in the house, they're absolutely great. So all I'm looking is for an hour, once a week at 60% heart rate. This is just going to add, it's going to help with our recovery as well from the additional loading. And then I've got videos from our friends Movement 101 over in Dublin, who happen to be some of the best movement specialists and rehab specialists in the world at the moment. So they've got some hip stuff, some spinal stuff, and just some general mobility stuff, which I'll be posting in the group, and it'll be on the lab as well. So 2 of them a week. They're short videos. I know a lot of the guys are struggling with like lower backs from driving and hips and what have you. So use these videos, because if you take into consideration your mobility, your soft tissue work as the service that you do to the bike, you know, everyone knows if you ride that bike, you know, hard, you know, 2-3 times a week without doing the oil, without changing the filters, without doing the bits and bobs, something's going to go wrong, and something usually goes bang. So if you think of doing your mobility, your stretching, your soft tissue work as changing the oil, the filters, giving the bike some love, well, that will enable the wheels to turn so we can continue with our 3 sessions and our aerobic session plus riding the bike. And ultimately it's about longevity. Everyone, you know, we're not here to break people. So, you know, but with that being said, if we train without doing this, it's inevitable that will happen at some point. Lifestyle choices. If anyone on watching this now is like me, something that I struggle with and I've had to train myself to do is, you know, sleep 7 to 8 hours. Obviously, you know, with, you know, the benefits of the sleep in terms of our recovery, increasing our testosterone levels, and increasing growth hormone levels. One of the main factors that I found is, you know, turning my phone off. Very, very difficult to sleep, you know, after being on the phone and putting the phone down. So, you know, just make a conscious habit of turning the phone off, you know, an hour prior to going to bed. I know there's that app, I can't remember what it's called now, but you just put it in and you can't access your phone until the next morning or whatever. But I know especially some of the younger guys are on these all day, every day. Booze, like I said, if you want a glass of wine or whatever with the missus or your boyfriend, and that's going to keep you on the straight and narrow through the duration of this 6 weeks, then have it, but factor it into your calories. Going out on the piss, guys, it's only 6 weeks. I'm sure we can manage without that. Drugs, I don't even have to mention it. Junk food, if that's something that you need to, like I said, keep you dialed in, well, have it, but it's only 1 a week, and don't let that one become, oh, well, I'll have a dessert and then this and then the next day. It needs to be 1, because if we're factoring our calories Monday to Friday and we overeat all day Saturday, all day Sunday, all that hard work, you know, because we're only in a 300 to 500 calorie deficit, eating poorly on a Saturday and Sunday can blow the door straight off that, and we're always chasing our tail. The main part with regards to our food is, you know, clear the cupboards. I'm not saying eat like robots, but clear the cupboards of any shit. Get yourself organized, plan your week, okay? Plan, you know, where you're going to be working, where you're going to be training, you know, anything that's going to crop up that's going to, you know, potentially jeopardize your training, and account for that. Prepare your meals. how easy is it these days if we're on the road just to call in and grab a sandwich and some crisps and a meal deal or whatever. Prepare your meals, get them in order, and that's going to put us in good stead then moving forward, and it's a good habit. With regards to, I've said, clear out your cupboards and fridges, clear out your garage, because the gyms are closed now. And, the last thing we want is excuses, oh, the bike's in the way, I can't train, or the garage isn't clean. We've got a few hours today, go and clean your garage out, clean your kit bag, get your kit bag organized. If you're training at a gym or you're going somewhere to train, get everything organized so you're ready to go. And your workspace as well. If you're working from home in terms of the office, make sure there's not shit around. Just make everything in your life super organized, and that'll transfer into your training and your daily habits, which is a good thing for us all. The non-negotiables, 10,000 steps. I know a few people have said, I can't do this. I'm working, or I'm doing this. Make a conscious effort. If you've got a dog, take the dog for a walk in the night. If you're, going to a meeting, park half a mile away. These are non-negotiables that, that we need to be hitting. And I know people are busy. And for me, in being in the office here all day, I struggle sometimes, but, if I, go out for a big walk in the morning, big walk in the night, that usually hits it. 1.5 grams of protein per kg of body weight. 2 liters of water. Obviously, everyone knows the benefits of hydration, both from a mental and physical point of view. 3 weekly workouts, 1 aerobic session. Track your calories. Like, literally, don't come to me in 6 weeks' time saying, oh, well, I didn't get what I wanted from it. Well, I'll be like, well, let's have a look at your calories. Let's see where we went wrong. If there's no metrics, if things aren't recorded, we're just pissing into the wind. So we need to get everything on paper, everything in the app. We can review this on a weekly basis, whether that's giving you more calories, less calories, more protein. We can adjust that on a weekly basis, but without us tracking, we can't adjust anything. And like I said, guys, this is a challenge, and whoever wins will have an additional 6 months of training with me, potentially a trip to Spain. So basically, what I want is do that today, jump on the scale so we know exactly where we are on a starting point. You're going to have to do that anyway to work out your calories. And then obviously at the end of the challenge, we're going to be doing the after picture. What I'm going to do to make it fair, it's not going to be the person who's in the best shape. It's not going to, what we're going to do is the person who's been the most consistent and has the best transformation from where they started. I'm going to post that into the group. I'm going to let you guys vote on that, so it's completely fair. And obviously we'll see where we are in 6 weeks' time. But it's just a really good challenge to get our asses into gear this time of the year. The motivation would drop off. It's been an absolute nightmare for the last sort of 9 months anyway. But it just gives us a bit of focus. It's going to, benefit and transfer into what we do in the 2021 season. It's going to give you an understanding of how your body works, what it requires, how much food you need. And, if you ever have to do this again, you know exactly where you are and you don't have to pay someone. And obviously, the motivational factor with doing it within this group is awesome. So guys, have a great Sunday. Get your shit together, get your pictures, weigh yourselves, get your food sorted. We're going live tomorrow at 6:30. If anyone needs anything, drop me a message on Boxer. This is going to be awesome, and I will catch you tomorrow. Have a good Sunday, guys.